Assalamu alaikum. My name is Malak. I hold a PhD degree in chemistry from McGill University, and I would like to share with you a bit of my experience with hijab, being a Muslim woman in Western society. I came to Canada about 7 years ago to pursue my graduate studies, but I didn't know by that time what kind of challenges I'll be facing in the Western society being a Muslim and wearing hijab. In the first days, I felt different from people surrounding me, and I still remember when I was once offended by a bus driver who refused to guide me to my destination, and another time by a woman who refused to serve me at Tim Hortons. I experienced that discrimination, and I really felt sad about it because I was thinking that they have no right to judge me based on what I'm wearing. But I didn't give up, and I wanted to reflect the good and the true picture of Islam. Also, at university, being enrolled in a PhD program, I had more struggles. I remember that I used to spend almost all my days in the lab working on my research with my lab mates. And with time, I had really strong ties with my lab mates, and they became like family members. Although they were accepting to the idea that I wear hijab, but at the same time, they used to think that I wear it just as a religious sign. Like the concept of hijab was not clear for them. So, for example, they used to invite me to join them at the bar on Friday nights, staying out late, attempt to high five, and many different things that are defined as the social norm nowadays. I had to explain to them that hijab is not just a piece of scarf wrapped around my head. Hijab is part of my identity, and it's an act of worship and a sign of commitment to God. And most importantly, it's a way of behaving, not clothing. So, for example, there are places and events that I cannot attend, and I can only shake hands with women and with men who are closely related to me, like my father and my brothers. That idea was really surprising for them, and initially I thought that my hijab is going to create a gap between me and my colleagues, but I was surprised that it actually brought us closer. They always had questions about it, and I was always happy to respond. Also, I remember one of the funny stories that happened. At that time, one of my colleagues was a British guy, and he used to have a big motorcycle, and he asked me once to go out for a ride. I was like, oh no, I can't do that. This is beyond the boundaries of my hijab. So he asked me at that time, don't you feel oppressed wearing the hijab? Like, you can't do this and you can't do that. Isn't it limiting you from doing things that you like to do? And I remember having a long discussion with him at that time. And I explained that I actually view hijab as liberating rather than oppressive. For me, it is a source of empowerment because it is a means to command increased respect from men in social encounters and to reject objectification and sexual exploitation. There is so much objectification of women in our society, in ads and in media. But with hijab, I'm not to be on display. I'm not a body. I'm not the external, but I'm the internal. I also used to face similar struggles upon attending conferences and meeting new people, but I wasn't tired out explaining this again and again to spread awareness. My message at the end of this video is for lovely ladies who are planning to wear the hijab and for those who are thinking about taking it off. I wanted to tell you that the world we are living in nowadays is a battlefield, and your hijab is your guard. There are many challenges, absolutely, but you are not in a safe position and you cannot let your armor down. Even if we are a minority, defend your hijab and be aware that the society around you is a capitalist, it is a secularist. It dehumanizes women and it emphasizes sexuality. So stop trying to fit in and make the hijab work with society. Instead, let your hijab lead society. And Always remember that the world around you is temporary. Take the decision to put Allah first, and what is beautiful to Allah is more important than what is beautiful to society.